Hi everybody, well I finally caught up and I've uploaded to my GitHub my Daisy Chernarus hunting, building, stealth XML files for the 1.12 update that came out, I guess it was over a week ago now. Now remember, these are beta files, okay? So I have done a fair bit of testing by myself, and my Discord members on my private servers are testing them as well, but there could well be errors. Things might not be working, so this isn't a final release. So if you do download them and you do use them on your PlayStation, Xbox or PC private servers or on your local PC, bear in mind they might need some work. So what do you get in this this pack, this ready to go XML pack? Well, the theme is, as usual with my PvE type packs, it's about building. So you'll find M3S trucks full of building stuff, and they're all over the map, these M3S trucks. If you just go to the I Survive map and bring up the spawn points for the M3S trucks, you'll find one of them. They're ready to go. You just need to put the fuel that's in the back into the fuel tank, and they're full of building supplies. The wood and the logs and the metal sheeting is still, I think it's still bugged in the game on console anyway, so they're not full of that stuff, but there's a little bit. But there's axes, there's hammers, there's nails, all that sort of stuff. And then you've got hunting and farming. So what you'll find is, as you're going around, the vehicles, the Sarkas, the Aiders, the Gunters, have got stuff in the back of them. But the addition from 1.12 is the idea of stealth as well. And the fact that Bohemia Interactive have now made it much more difficult to kill zombies with melee weapons if they've aggroed against you. So what I wanted to bring into the game was a lot more of the stealth weapons, which basically means weapons with suppressors on them. And I wanted to make it easier for people to find them as well and use them to have some fun. So let's go through the specifics. And then after this, I'll show you how to install them on your server. So here we go. So items spawn in pristine. That's the first thing. So stuff spawns in and it will last a lot longer. The Witches' Night event spawns in. They're the bonfires that are scattered around the map with the witches stuff around them. There's more animals to hunt. We've talked about the M3S trucks already. There's loads of those. Cars complete with gas, compass, map, water bottle, drink, etc. So the Olgas have that stuff in, and a fishing rod. The Gunters have that stuff in, and the Blaze hunting rifle. And the Sarka has has a spade, lime, and packs of seeds for farming. Then this is the different bit. The Aider, which is the off-road hatchback, that spawns in with an M4A1 and the bits to put on it, and a couple of suppressors, a couple of mags, ammo boxes, and combat knife, deagle, suppressor for the deagle, scope for the deagle as well. So not only do you get a nice M4 suppressed, you get a deagle. Now the Olga, when you find some of them, they spawn in with the VSS with magazines, ammo, and the deagle. The Gunter spawns in with the SFAL, or the ASFAL as it's called in the files, with the stock, scope, mags, ammo boxes, and the deagle. And the Sarka spawns in with a Dragonov, the VSD, with mag, scope, ammo boxes, suppressor, weapon repair kit, the deagle, that sort of stuff. So it's very easy to find these. Almost every single vehicle spawn point, you should find an Aider, an Olga, a Gunter, or a Sarka. Now, it'll either be one of the survival ones, which is the ones with the fishing rods, the hunting rifle, and the farming stuff, or it'll have weapons in. And they're all ready to go. You just need to get the fuel out the back, pull the fuel into the engine, go and find a river or a pump and fill that jerry can up with water, put that in the radiator, and then you can drive the vehicle away. There's more bears, there's one more wolf pack, I think, more helicopter crashes. And at those helicopter crashes, what I've done is I've increased the number of weapons. So the FAL or the LAR, the VSS, the SFAL, the VSD, and the MAG. So you'll be able to find more of those weapons at heli crash sites. But what I've done is I've removed a lot of the non-weapons from the heli crash sites, so that things like ghillie suits and the special gas masks just spawn in military locations. And the idea of that was so that you've got more chance of finding a LAR or an FAL at a heli crash site than you had before. Because a lot of the time when you would go to a heli crash site, you'd end up with a ghillie wrap for your rifle, and it was a bit disappointing, wasn't it? There's more duct tape and sharpening stones. There's more axes, including the black and the green axe in fire stations. There's more of the new police rifle and more of the mags for the new police rifle, the Scout. There's more Sagers, that shotgun. Now, magazines should now always spawn almost full or full of ammo. All right, and there should be more magazines around the map. And then guns, when they spawn in, they should spawn in with magazines and probably suppressors if they take one. All right, so again, this is about having the fun of when you find an M4 or you find an SG5K or whatever, it's ready to go. It's got a magazine in it. The magazine is full of bullets, and you can start shooting it at zombies or other players if it's a PvP server straight away. And again, I've added suppressors to most of them, which is pretty cool. More suppressors, so I've put more suppressors on the map because again, they do wear out fairly quick if you're using them a lot. You'll find there should be the coloured variants of the assault rifles and the Moses. There's some pretty cool KA or AK variants as well. When you wander around the military areas, especially up near Tizzy and Northwest Airfield, you'll find some really cool ones, with like camo stocks and green bodies and good stuff. And they'll have a suppressor on them as well, or they should have. But because I've left the attachments to random, you can get different versions. There's more ammo around the map. I've added slightly more food and slightly more drink. Not much, because the developers BI have put in more food and more drink anyway around the coast, so it's much more easier to survive anyway. There's more large military bags, like the Alice bags, they're called, the big ones. There's more vests as well, and there's more tents. There's more night vision goggles. And there's the usual surprises, so you'll find swords, pumpkin heads, the weed seeds, alcohol, cigarettes, and the Easter eggs as well. You'll find the Easter eggs. In fact, there's some pictures here. So this is you might just be able to see, this is one of the cool, I think it's quite a cool weapon. This is the KAS-74U, like the submachine gun AK, with the suppressor on. See, it's got the camo stock, it's got the green body, and it's got the camo stock, which I think is quite cool, isn't it? And here we've got, I think all of the M4s spawn in with the suppressor and with the ACOG scope, which is cool because it doesn't need a battery. And there's the Pioneer. You can just about see that. It's the Pioneer. It's got the ACOG scope on and it's got the suppressor on. You'll find that, which is cool. You find that in police cars. This is the back of a... Actually, the ADAs don't have this in the back anymore. They're all weapons. Here we go. So this is the back of an Olga, and you can see that's the VSS, I think, there. So all the vehicles that are in the back of all the weapons that are in the back of the vehicles, when they're in there, they don't spawn in the back of the vehicle with their items on them. But I've included the items in the boot. So there's the scope, and on things like the M4 and the Dragonov, you'll add the scope and you'll add the magazine and that sort of stuff. And like there's the Deagle, there'll be the Deagle suppressor, and there's the Deagle. The handgun scope as well, which is pretty cool. Now, when you want to install these, what you need to do is go to my GitHub repository. Again, I'll put a link in the description down below. Click on this green button where it says code, and you download the zip, and you unzip those files. Now, make sure you do read the README. This bit at the top. It's just saying, look, be careful. These are betas. These could break your server, which could mean you have to reset your server and lose everything. And then when you want to install them, just go over to your server. This is Nitrado. Go into the dashboard for the server. Go into the file browser. If you're on console, it's fairly easy to find your missions. And then all you do is you go into your missions folder, daisyOffline.Chernarus. If you're on PC, you've got to dig down a bit to get to that one. And then you've got the files that are there are the CFG spawnable types, which you just upload over the CFG spawnable types in this directory, and then you go into the DB directory and you just upload the events, types, and messages file. Yeah. What the messages file, that gives you a 12-hour restart as well, so that should happen. And then you just restart your server, and then it will crack on. And if you do it that way, that won't delete all of the stuff you've already got on there, like people's bases and things. But it may well take a few days for the changes to come into effect as old items despawn and the new items respawn in. Especially if you've got a low pop server and not many people are on it very often, that can take a long time. Because things normally have a lifetime of say 4 hours. So if nobody's on your server, it won't be happening. You know, say somebody's only on your server for an hour every day, that would take 4 days then for them to do it. But there we go. They're the new DayZ Beta 112 Chernarus files. When I'm happy that everything's working, I'll change the title on these probably, or I'll upload them again, because there are probably some little things I want to change. And we'll call them the release candidate ones, or we'll just call them DayZ 112. And that'll also then enable me to do the DayZ Zombieland ones, where basically I just add a load of zombies in as well. So there we go. Hopefully that's helpful. Sorry you've had to wait a few days for this one. If you've got any questions or comments though, put them below the video. If you've enjoyed the video, hit like, and if you want to see more of the same, subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.